Friday, September 16th, 1988, and I was at the San Francisco Marriott, right there by the airport, if you've ever been there. It's right on the bay. And I was on the parking lot, barefoot. And I smelled wood smoke burning in the air and saw big bonfires out behind. And I made my way up to a line of coal. It was 10 feet of burning hot red wood coal. And right when I was at the front of the line, a guy came up pushing a wheelbarrow and another guy with a shovel, and they reloaded the coal bed with brand new, I mean, red hot burning coals. And as they finished, I stepped on, and I can still remember my right foot hit that coal, and it just crushes down, and you can feel it and hear it, and then boom, the left and the right and the left, all the way through. And then before you know it, I'm on the other side of the 10 feet of burning hot coals. And in a moment, my life had changed. Because I became aware of possibilities. I was like, really? This is doable? People can actually walk barefoot across 10 feet of burning hot coals and not get burned? And I had done it. In fact, the very next morning, I went to the restaurant. I was having breakfast before the seminar kind of continued, and there were 3 people in there that had burnt their feet. One woman had her foot in an ice bucket, and she was sitting in a wheelchair. So I knew that this is very real, and it's very profound. And I'm bringing it up for a reason. I wasn't out on a quest. I mean, I know there are people that are seeking, and they go to Firewalks and different things because they're looking to change their lives. I wasn't. What actually happened is that Tony Robbins was a client of mine. He had just become a client of mine the month before, and this was his first seminar, and I figured I ought to see him in action if I was going to help him build his company. And this was the first opportunity that came up, and it was in San Francisco. I went through the whole process, and I looked at, and looking back, now that was years ago, of course, and I'm looking back and saying, wow, how bizarre that moment in time happened, not because I was looking, but because I was in a relationship, then this spun out of that. What I'm suggesting to you is this, that sometimes our life changes when we're not even expecting it. We do things that just come as a part of other things that we're doing, and our mind opens up to a whole new possibility. My life changed dramatically, not just from that. There's been many other experiences. Here's why I'm bringing this up and why it's important here today. What I want you to do is to be open to these gifts. It is so important. These 9 gifts I'm going to deliver soon, and I want you to be open to them. In order to bring these gifts into our life, we can't shut them out. And so often, that's exactly what we do. We get something, and we're just not open to it. Oh, you can't walk on burning hot coals, and your mind's closed. And there's so many instances in our lives where our minds are closed. Now, none of these 9 gifts are anywhere near as weird as walking on fire. I'm not talking about that. But what I am saying is this, is you do need to be open. So until next time, take care. I'll talk to you again soon.